A lot of you know about Seagate. You probably know about Seagate as a hard drive manufacturer. That is understandable. We have shipped over 2 billion hard drives. We store 40% of the world's data. But also, Seagate is way beyond that. We are a company that has deep expertise and unique IP in storage and data management. We offer a complete range of storage components and solutions, not just hard drives, but also add-in cards, SSDs, products like that. We work with cloud service providers, a lot of the firms in this audience. We also work with the cloud system builders, firms like QCT, and we create solutions for you to optimize your infrastructure. A lot of the speakers have spoken at the high end of the stack, the software levels. I will be talking at the far low end of the stack. And because we operate in the physical infrastructure, as the previous speaker Rocky mentioned, we have unique challenges like supply chain. We are one of the largest supply chains in the world, so we can meet your needs across the globe. Now, why is Seagate interested in storage? If you look at the storage industry has undergone some massive transformation. In the past few years, storage was largely in the PCs, desktops and laptops. That's what you see over here. There was an enterprise part. The enterprise part is pretty stable. But since recently, we saw growth in what we call as consumer electronics. This is set-top boxes, DVD recorders, game consoles, things like that. It has become an important part of our business. However, the most interesting part of the storage market that is beginning to eat over the rest of the storage industry is right down here. In the past 5 years, you have seen that the cloud computing has started to consume a lot of storage. Over time, we expect that it will be, right now it is the fastest growing part of the storage market. We also expect it to be the largest part of the storage market very soon. And what you see is almost all the other segments are beginning to shrink, and it's going into the cloud. So data, all the data that everybody mentioned, Diane mentioned so much devices providing data, all that is going to go into storage. That storage ultimately resides on devices that we produce. And that is why we are very interested in this. You had the earlier speaker speak about the convergence at the software stack. Way at the bottom in the infrastructure, the physical infrastructure, also there is hyperconvergence going on. And that is shown in this slide. In the old way of IT, you had compute which was sized to the workload. So you had small workloads that resided on 1-socket and 2-socket servers. Medium-sized workloads went on 4-socket servers. Large workloads went on 8-socket and larger systems. And then they were all connected to storage, which was attached through a network through NAS filers or SAN devices. The new way of IT is very much similar like the rack-go system from QCT. What you do is you have a rack. In that rack, you have servers which are compute heavy. You have servers which are storage heavy. And the important thing is these are servers with either compute-focused components or servers with storage-focused components. And then you have a network which is like the switch that somebody showed up front, which is at the top of the rack. And it usually connects the various servers to each other and to other parts of the network and to the outside world. What happens is the workload is distributed about this, and as you want to grow, you just add more racks. This is what we call as the hyper-converged infrastructure. Rack-go is an outstanding example of that, and as you go and start scaling it out, you can go and keep on adding these. Diane mentioned if you have like 1,500 servers, you can go to a private cloud. That will be like about 20 to 30 of these racks. You want to go larger, you can actually go to hundreds of thousands of these racks. We provide solutions for the entire market. I'm just going to talk about a couple of the new technologies that we have created that we are highlighting at the show. We have our booth, and we have a couple of these. One is what we call as our 10 terabyte hard drive. This is our helium drive. It is the highest capacity. It has 25% more density than anything else in the market. It has the lowest power consumption, and it has the lowest weight. In the previous generation, we have a primary competitor, and we were lagging behind the primary competitor in power and weight. We took a lot of heat about that. We have returned the favor, and right now we are leading on these two fronts. Now you might think that half a watt is not much, but when you take one rack and you're deploying 800 to 1,000 drives, that adds up to half a kilowatt. At the infrastructure level, that's a big deal. And we also have the highest performance. And so this product you can see out in the floor. We also have a full range of hard drives. We have SAS hard drives, NVMe-based add-in cards. We have SATA-based M.2 gumstick products. We put a lot of IP into our products. What you will notice is that at present, because of our strong IP position, we have the largest SSD in the market. This is a 60 terabyte SSD. Now you might think that, hey, a 60 terabyte SSD, who needs that? Actually, you will be surprised that there are a lot of people who do very extensive cryptography, kind of high performance computing applications who are very interested in this. We have the fastest add-in card today. So those who are looking at accelerating performance, we have the fastest add-in card with 10 gigabit per second sustained performance. And we have the densest gumstick M.2 form factor product with 2 terabyte NVMe cards. So for all your needs at the component level, you can look at us, we have that. So before I leave, I want to make two points. One point is that the hyperscale clouds, each one of you are looking at deploying, use a very different architecture. When you are trying to deploy this architecture, you cannot just use a standardized approach. What you have to do is you have to optimize it to your infrastructure. The more you optimize, the more money you save. The less you optimize, the more money you leave on the table. As you are doing this, you actually require a lot of expertise. So you will end up partnering with firms like QCT. As you partner with QCT, you improve your optimization, you improve your costs. In some cases, if your workloads are such corner cases and you're pushing the bounds of technology like many of you want to, then we are also standing by to help you partner with QCT and the other component providers. What we believe very strongly is that ultimately a partnership model is how you reduce your costs and you provide better service to your customers. I have a few colleagues in case you have questions, we can provide help with that. Thank you very much.